discuss obviously, but when you start from the beginning, because if all this didn't happen in the beginning, from the very, okay, much to discuss obviously, but we must start at the beginning. From the very start of the very, for the very first appearance, there are many mandatories unfulfilled, and that is the key. From the very start, the legal term of conspiracy against rights under the color of law, and realizing that is what you're defending yourself against. First step, look up the rules of professional conduct, the code of judicial conduct. Nobody did that, so you have a lot of ammo. There's a whole lot of misconduct, and reporting misconduct is mandatory, both the rules of professional conduct and the code of judicial conduct. Everybody is legally obligated to report each other as well as themselves. Violation of the rules and the codes is called ineffective assistance of counsel. Stating everything your lawyer didn't do is citing ineffective assistance of counsel. That's the opposing party and the judge's legal obligations, and to do, and not doing so shows the ineffectiveness of the court and the legal system in its entirety. You could literally walk into court and say, "Your Honor, do your job and cite my attorney for ineffective assistance of counsel for violating the oath by violating the rules of professional conduct, and the opposing party for failing to report my lawyer, and yourself for not reporting the said violations. Your failure to report thus far puts you in contempt of the very court you preside over. Your failure to report now, as well as the attorneys involved, would further that charge of contempt, but furtherance of this conspiracy against rights under the color of law. That's a federal offense and has penalties that require fines, removal of public service, and incarceration. Now let's everybody do their job, live up to the oath you took, stop the deprivation of rights, print out the rules of professional conduct, code of judicial conduct form." Okay. So I should have ended it there. So I'm telling you, in this part, I'm telling you, print out the rules of professional conduct, the rules of professional conduct complaint form, the code of judicial conduct complaint form. Also, Google conspiracy against rights under color of law, the conspiracy against rights under the law complaint form, deprivation of rights under color of law, deprivation of rights under the law complaint form. Look up penalties for violating the oath and work with that. Also, what they didn't do is unethical, so file ethics complaints on everyone. And well, tell them this is their job description. You've been through what you've been through since is nothing more than legal harassment, strictly forbidden in the rules of professional conduct, which is law. They are doing it to get you to give up, walk away, file a writ of habeas corpus based on a conspiracy against rights under the law, and you have an automatic win. Clarence Thomas just gave a decision stating that qualified immunity can't, qualified immunity can't exist if a conspiracy against rights under the color of law is proven. Okay, so qualified immunity cannot exist if a conspiracy against rights is proven. Easy peasy. Nobody played by the rules and the codes. And the hard part is, just reading the rules and the codes. I mean, come on, print them out. I tell people all the time, print them out and highlight everything that didn't happen in your court. Listen, not all the rules apply in every court, but the rules apply in every court. So in every court you're in, you look in there and you're going to find stuff that applied to the court that you were in, and that didn't happen. Okay, so I'm going to go over with the rules and the codes with you, but no matter what court of law you're in, you use the rules and the codes against them, their job description, their legal obligations. They don't do it. So that's a whole lot of ammunition, and they work together. So that's conspiracy. They denied you your constitutional right, effective assistance of counsel. And like I said, once you prove ineffective assistance of counsel, you prove the ineffectiveness of the court. The ineffective assistance of counsel is quite literally a double-edged sword. Okay, so I'm teaching you to stop the conspiracy against rights. And no matter where you go, if you read the Constitution, that's not happening. And now there's this constitutional crisis. And the only constitutional crisis was where one branch of the government is exceeding their authority and ignoring the other branches and just doing what the hell they want. And that's illegal. That's usurping the Constitution. I did a video on that, usurping the Constitution and what you can do about that. People, all my videos are showing you what you can do about it. I'm just one man, one person here. All right? And I'm giving you the answers. And it's pretty, I didn't even go through the whole thing. I'm going to do another video of an extensive answer that you can say to the judge, and it's just, do your job. Do your job. But you're going to need the rules and the codes with you. They don't allow electronic devices, so you have to print them out and highlight every issue that didn't happen. Okay, I understand you're afraid because it's the law, but if you understand anything I just read, you're going to understand the law. It's just that when you have somebody in the legal profession that tries to interpret that law for you, it's usually devoid, in every sense of the word, it is devoid of the letter of the law. So incite the letter of the law, meaning they have to do what is written, word for word. And letter of the law is a pretty simple law. You know, they have to do what is written word for word to the letter, and that's so we hear, say, and see the same thing. That's the interpretation I use. The law itself. I just read it. Everybody hears the same thing. Everybody sees the same thing when I read it. And everybody thinks the same thing when they read it. So it's letter of law is beautiful. Use it, use it, use it. Especially when it comes to the Constitution, the rules, anything written, actually, in a court of law, you know, in a court, in any laws, you know. And remember, they must be in the public interest, you know. All laws written must be in the public interest. Anything other is null and void. Okay? And if it's illogical, it's illegal. Okay, I gave you a simple answer to a multitude of questions. Okay? I hope I made that easy for you, you know. And, to be honest with you, I've seen a lot of my other posts as well. But I'm going to give you an extensive one in the next video. I won't be reading a lot. I'll just shoot from the hip. And hopefully somebody will type it out and give it to everybody. And so for everybody, if you got a case going right now, you know, I'm going to teach you what to say. And every time I've had somebody do it before, I bring up the rules and the codes and the penalties and the violations, and the case got thrown out. But you know what? The law requires removal from public service and incarceration, and that's not happening. So that's what I'm pushing for, all right? If you want to take down a crooked judge or a crooked lawyer, use the rules in the professional conduct and the code of judicial conduct, and that'll make it real easy for you, okay? And then Google the rules of professional conduct complaint form, the code of judicial conduct complaint form. I'm not doing it as a deprivation of rights, so type in deprivation of rights complaint form, conspiracy against rights complaint form, you know, violating the oath, you know, penalties for that, and then look up for a complaint form. You know, there's so many things you can do. Okay, so right now, I'll be honest with you, I feel alone because all these videos, all these posts I make trying to teach people what they do, all they make are comments. You know, I'm not looking for followers. I'm looking for leaders, people to lead the way. You know, I'm old. I need somebody to continue with what I've been doing for so many years, you know. And I don't care how old or how young you are. The younger you are, the better. The quicker it is to absorb this, remember this. I'm going over your birthrights. You're talking to you about saving your trust fund, okay? This isn't about me, and this isn't just about you. It's about us, all of us. It's about we the people. You know, it's about when you take a pledge of allegiance and who you pledge allegiance to. My people, your people, our people, we the people. The red, white, and blue doesn't stand for defending your government. You took a pledge of allegiance to the flag. You didn't take a pledge of allegiance to a government. I didn't. Did you take a pledge of allegiance to a political party or a politician? No, when they took the oath to you, to serve and protect you. Why are you putting them on a pedestal? Time to kick the pedestal from beneath them. Use the law. That's what legal reform is all about. Getting you to stand up for yourself. All right? Getting you to get in there and demand your constitutional rights. As a United States citizen, your birthrights. And all you got to use is what they put on paper. If they can't be true to what they put on paper, use the law, that paper, to put them away. The law requires it. I mean, how many public servants out there compared to the millions and millions? I forgot what the count was on We the People. Pushing 400 million, I don't know, but come on, people. I'm just encouraging you and showing you where. You know, instead of complaining on me, instead of complaining on the internet, do something. And I'm showing you where. And you can do it electronically. You can do it electronically. You know, I mean, once you put your words to paper and you put it in a court, you know, we can change the two-tier justice system. We can kill it. We can see it. There's justice for all, and that all laws matter. You know, I mean, since the Constitution was written, where it said, a nation where it said that all are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and amongst these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And as a Chicano, a Mexicano, a Mexican American,